This is just one idiot's opinion on the internet. If you disagree, that's cool too. When ARMS was first announced at a Nintendo Switch presentation in early January, I didn't even give it a second thought. I had no interest in a cheesy, shallow fighting game where characters have weird extendable arms and bizarre designs. Really, all I was expecting was a Wii boxing punch-out mix, and honestly, that didn't get me all that excited. Looking back, I should have had a little higher hopes for the game since I pride myself on playing all sorts of games despite what other people think of them. On top of that, Nintendo doesn't often release first-party games that are awful. Granted, there are a few, but not the point. When the game released, I don't know why, I just decided to buy it and see what happens. So here's my review of ARMS for the Nintendo Switch. ARMS is a fighting game where you take one of the many characters and fight your way through matches, much in the way of the Super Smash Bros. Series. You fight 10 battles on a difficulty that you set, and winning them grants you the title of Champion of the ARMS Grand Prix. Succeeding gives that character a little crown, much like you get a trophy in Super Smash. Okay, that's the best I can do for coming up with a story for this game. I guess they could have done some Rocky movie script where you rise from the ashes to become champion, but honestly, if you're playing this game for the semblance of a plot, what's wrong with you? As with most fighting games, the gameplay is what makes or breaks it. This is also where I was most concerned with what they would do for the game to try and keep it fresh. Let's start with the basics. When you enter a fight, you have a few controls to master. Each character has a set of extendable arms which you can use to punch with the A or B button, or the ZR and ZL button if you prefer. You can use the Y button to dash and the X button to jump. The game does allow for a few different control schemes, but this is the one I got used to, so I'm going with it. Each fight has 99 seconds to it, and your goal is obviously to KO your opponent before the time runs out. If time does run out, the winner is declared by whoever has the most health left. A couple of different elements while fighting take place. First, you have your special gauge that charges up over time, allowing you to unleash a devastating fury of punches on your opponent. Along with that, the game will randomly drop bombs that you can punch into your opponents, or capsules that will release an AoE to give your health a boost or your special gauge a boost. The game is not very complex, but I'm sure once the online community gets their hands on it for a while, that will change. Each of the 10 characters in the game have interchangeable arms that you have to unlock to provide new attacks and abilities. I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of arms there actually were in the game, though trying to unlock them all is going to take some time. Each time you win a match, you are given credits which you use to play the target shooting minigame. The more credits you spend, the more time you have to shoot the targets. While shooting the targets, presents will appear randomly, and hitting them will net you an unlockable arm. Along with the shooting gallery and Grand Prix mode, there are a number of different modes ARMS has to offer. You have your Versus mode, which allows you to fight with friends with up to 4 people. It also allows you to fight computers, again up to 3 computers allowed. Within Versus mode, there are a multitude of mini-games to go along with your straight fight club. There is a 2v2 team fight, 1 versus 100 mode where you try to hit 100 enemies before you die, and a few battle games which include volleyball, basketball, and break the target. These extra modes break up the game nicely, though I'll admit I wish there were just a few more battle games in there. You also have friendly online matches and ranked matches respectively, though to unlock ranked matches you have to beat the Grand Prix on 4-star difficulty or higher. Now other than Mario Kart 8 and occasionally Smash 4, Nintendo and online scares me. I don't know why, but they just seem to be anti-online. Regardless, with a game like this, online better be prevalent, and it is. Getting into matches was quick and easy, and only one time did I have a person disconnect on me. When you're doing the friendly online matches though, I don't understand why you can't pick if you want to do a battle mode, fight, or other game types. It just kind of throws you into one, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. Other than that though, the online ran smoothly, and it was actually quite fun to play. The game looks incredible. It's very vibrant and every character is different from the last. They even gave the characters a little backstory where they grew up fighting and little tidbits like that. Each of the arenas you fight in vary greatly from each other and can really change the feel of battle. Music in the game is decent, but nothing really stood out to me. But for a fighting game it works. This is generally where a game like this concerns me. Will the game lose interest very quickly like Pokken Tournament did for me, or will it keep up with the likes of Super Smash Bros? It's hard to say. I can say that ARMS is a very good party game that you and your friends can play competitively. The single player action might not hold a lasting appeal, but with online mode that should help keep the game fresh. Along with that, unlocking all the different arms and experimenting with them will keep you playing for a while. As skeptical as I was about ARMS, I must admit, it impressed me. I was not expecting the depth it had and the enjoyment I got out of playing solo and with friends. The game is definitely better against humans, but AI fights are not that bad either. The biggest issue with this game is probably the price tag of $80. I'm not sure there's enough content in there to warrant that, but if the price comes down in the future then it's definitely worth a pickup.